Hello everyone, my name is Mary and I will be guiding you how to get married in Morocco, from Canada to Morocco. Now I have posted some videos about me and my fiance, blah blah blah. So anyhow, I'm not gonna keep it, too much. Yep. So anyhow, in order to get married from Canada to Morocco, and this is exclusively for women. The process is same for men, maybe just a little bit, just a couple more documents more, but it's not a big deal. Anyhow, for women to get married in Morocco, I live in Toronto. Okay, so if you live in Toronto, the process is like this. If you live in any other city in Canada, it's the same. So just go by guidance from your cities. Okay. So, however, you will need the first document you will need from Canada to Morocco is birth certificate. Okay. Now, if you're born in any other country other than Canada, you will need that birth certificate to be translated from your language to English. Okay. It has to be translated and certified translation as well. Now, document number two is going to be a police record, criminal record, police record, and it has to be from RCMP. Now, obviously, me living in Toronto, I wasn't able to get a hold of the one from RCMP. But what I did is I went online to my local police station here in Toronto, and I ordered one. Okay, I got the record within 2 weeks. Once I got the record, I had to notarize that record, the police record, because that document needs to be sent to Ottawa to be authenticated. So once I got the record, I went and I got it notarized and I sent it to Ottawa. Now, with that being said, also, if you have been married before, you're going to need a divorce certificate. Okay? Now, that divorce certificate needs to be sent to Ottawa as well to be authenticated. Now, obviously, you don't want to send your original, okay? So, that divorce certificate needs to be notarized as well. So, what I did, my police record, once I got it, and my divorce certificate, both of them, I took to be notarized, okay? Once I did that, if you go on website Global Affairs Canada, okay, you will see that they have the form that you can fill out, okay, with your information, your address, and the documents that you will need to be authenticated for you. So simple. You fill out that form, you print it, you fill it out. That form and your divorce certificate and your police criminal record check. Both documents you can send it to Ottawa via express post or any other courier, as long as you put another envelope that they can send it back to you. Okay, so that's what I did. Very easy, very simple. Okay. Another The address for the Global Affairs and everything, you have all the information on their website, how to do it, where, and everything else. So it's pretty easy. You don't have to pay someone $300-400 to do it for you, right? Saves a lot of money and time. The document will be done in about 3 weeks. So from the day that you send the document, by the time the documents get back to you, it takes about 3 weeks. So make up that time. Make sure you have everything kind of in order. Okay. Another document that you will need is a letter from your work. Okay, so it's simple, how many hours you work per week, the wages, the position, and that's about that. Okay, simple. Another thing that you will need is your paychecks. Okay, if you are having a direct deposit and everything goes through your emails, just print about a month worth of paychecks, the wages. Okay, that's about that. And then you have obviously a passport. You will need it no matter what. Okay, and your citizenship card, if you know if you're naturalized Canadian citizen, then that little card or the paper, just have it with you. Okay, those are the documents that you, as a woman, to get married in Morocco, will need to bring with you from Canada. Okay, now once you arrive in Morocco, me personally, I went straight to Rabat because that's where our Canadian embassy is. It's in Morocco, the capital of Morocco. Okay, Rabat. Okay, so once I arrived in Rabat, okay, uh, sorry, um, rewind a little bit. Before I left for Morocco, I went on Canada's Morocco embassy, and I had to make an appointment with Canadian embassy to do the notary documents. Okay, they have only, if you go on their website, you will see they only do that appointment only on Fridays. Okay, so if you arrive, let's say in Rabat on Saturday or Sunday, like I did, I had the whole week to do other things before I had an appointment with notary in Canadian embassy. So before you leave Canada, you make sure you make an appointment through their website for those documents to be ready and done for you. You know, you have that appointment. Now the documents that you will need from embassy, okay, are affidavit of nationality and eligibility to marry, okay, and certificate of non-impediment to marriage, okay. Now you will also need a statement in French, okay, uh, sworn statement that you know everything that you're saying is true. Now basically you don't have to do that in Canada. Most people think they have to do that statement here in Canada. No, once you arrive in Rabat, once you have that appointment and you go for that appointment, they will ask you for that letter, but if you don't have it, they will make one for you. Okay, you just have to pay $50 Canadian in order for that to be done. Okay, so that letter, they do it, and they do all the other two documents for you, so everything costs about $100. Okay, again, simple and easy. So once I arrived in Rabat, I went to Canadian embassy. I already had an appointment and tried to do it as early as possible. um, I I fill out all the paperwork that I needed, and they told me it's gonna take about 72 hours to do the process. Okay, so the following week, Tuesday, again you have to make an appointment to pick up the documents. Okay, so once you go to a Canadian embassy, you fill out all the information, you give them everything. They will tell you it's gonna take 72 hours. Now, once you arrive in Canadian embassy, they ask for the passport, your divorce certificate to have it you at the Canadian embassy that day, okay, and credit card. Make sure you have a credit card with you to pay, or if not, you can pay cash. Okay. Now, following Tuesday, I went and I picked up the documents. Once I made an appointment again to pick up the documents. So again, you will need access to internet in order to do all these things. um, that's about that. Then, so because I arrived in Morocco on Sunday and I had a whole week before I did my Canadian embassy documents, in the meantime I did my medical in Morocco is easy. You just go to any small private medical office and you ask them if they're doing these things. If they say yes, just fill out simple paper asking you for your information, passport, blah blah blah, and you pay about 200 dirhams, which is about $30 Canadian. Okay, not a big deal. And they give you that on the spot. Like, you don't wait a day or two, nothing, just like right on the spot. After that, you have a police record. Again, in Rabat, you have to have their police record that you don't have any criminal things in Morocco. So that police record again, uh, same day, a couple of hours, I gave my information and everything, and I came back in 2 hours and it was ready. It was done. Simple again. Um, uh, that's about that. When you saw, oh, sorry. Letter from Imam. Okay, now if you're Christian, if you're any any religion, even Muslim, okay, you have to go and get this document done, and it's usually done in a family court, and that family court in Rabat is they will send you to actually a dul or imam. They will do that for you. So it costs about 300 dirhams, which is about $50. Okay, and that document needs about 5 days. Okay, so make sure as soon as you arrive in Rabat to go and get that document done, so it's ready by the time you finish with Canadian Embassy and everything else. Because police record and medical record, it's like 1 day. Okay, it's not a big deal. It's just that this letter takes about 5 days to be done, and then you go pick it up. When you do this letter, religion, you will need 2 pictures and passport copies of your passport. So before you go, just do that. I didn't know, so I had to go look for the place where I'm gonna make my pictures. I'm gonna make the passport copy, so you just lost time. But before you go, just do that. Okay, make the copies of your passport, your front page, and the entrance to Morocco. That page, where they put a stamp on it. So anyhow, and 2 pictures. Okay. Once you do that, then throughout the week you have the free time to enjoy Canadian Embassy, like I'm saying, done in there 1 day, pick it up the next following week, and that's about it. Once I did that, my marriage was in Agadir. Okay, so once I was done with all the documents in Rabat, okay, I got everything. I had to go to Agadir because that's where my fiance was from. So you have to get married in the city where your fiance is from. Now another thing, before I left Rabat, before we left Rabat, I the documents from the Canadian Embassy you have to take to Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Rabat to be authenticated by them. So keep that in mind, don't forget. Once you get the documents from Canadian Embassy, okay, the 2 documents, those documents needs to be authenticated in Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Rabat. Okay, all your other documents that you brought from Canada, which is your birth certificate, your police record, your divorce papers, your letter from work, all those documents need to be translated from English to Arabic. Okay, so before I left Rabat, I had to authenticate the documents from Canadian Embassy, and those documents as well I had to translate. Okay, so documents from Canadian Embassy, they need to be authenticated in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and all my other documents, my birth certificate, my criminal record, my divorce papers, and my work paper, they all had to be uh, uh, they all had to be done, translated from I'm so sorry, translated from English to Arabic. Okay. Anyhow, once I did all that, we went to Agadir, and that's where actually work starts. Process for the marriage. So basically, you have to find the adul. They're called adul people that will get you married. Get all the information to them. Uh, Also, all the documents that you have from you and your husband, your fiance. Okay, now his documents, he can get idea of what documents he's gonna need from Adul. Okay, so from whatever city he is, he can just go to Adul and say, hey, I want to get married, a mixed marriage, and they will give him a paper of all the documents that he's going to need. So obviously by the time you go to Morocco, his documents should be done and ready waiting for you. So anyhow, in my case, that was done. Once I arrived in Agadir, okay, we went to Adul, and he told us what we need to do was the next step. So all the documents, my documents, translated from English to Arabic, and all of his documents, okay, we had to make 4 copies of each document. So we were making like kind of little dossier. So my birth certificate, I made 4 copies. my criminal record from Canada, I made 4 copies. My divorce papers, 4 copies. Like everything was 4 copies. The originals and the translated ones. Okay, so everything was like four, 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 four. Okay. Once we did that, you also going to need pictures. Okay, now there's some people say, "Oh, make 4 pictures." No, make 10. Okay, because everywhere you go, every office you go, they are asking for pictures. Okay, so once we made all those documents, four, 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 we made sure that we have two pictures for all of those. And the pictures, I think, are 3 centimeters by 3 centimeters. Like they usually make the standard pictures for those things. And when you're making pictures, they people that in the studio, they do know. Okay, so once we did that, we went to family court in Agadir. Okay, that's the first place where you have to go to submit all your documents. Okay, now there was a judge, and there was a person that was like kind of like assistant. Okay, so the judge, they took all the originals, okay, all my original documents and my husband's, all his original documents, and all the copies that we made, 44444. One went for the assistant in a courthouse, and then we had to go to police. They're gonna take one, so basically they're calling it dossier. So dossier for the police, dossier for gendarmerie. We, for some reason, they were sending us there. So you have gonna have multiple places where they're sending you, where you have to have these copies ready. Okay, so anyhow, once we submitted these documents to judge, okay, they gave us the same day, because we went early in the morning. The same day they gave us 2 envelopes. Okay, and those envelopes, we couldn't open them, like we were not allowed. Okay, and they told us, one envelope take to the gendarmerie in Morocco, and one envelope, the other one, take to the police station where my husband is from. Like we went to go. He's from Agadir, but there's like little cities, so we went to Biugra, and that's where we went, because that's where he lives, right? Once we did that, we went to the police and gendarmerie. We basically had um, appointment with them for interview. Okay, so we had interview with police and the gendarmerie. In that interview, I don't know, they opened the envelope and they were reading something, and then they started asking me questions: where I live, how I live, with who I live, what I have, what I don't, how did we meet. Like, there's a whole bunch of questions just for them to see a little story about us. The same thing happened at the other office, the gendarmerie. Same questions, same information, and everything. Once we were done with those interviews, they told us it's gonna take about 10 days for them to send a letter to a judge and let them know if we are allowed to marry. So basically, in that time, the process is like they're sending those papers back to Rabat, all the information they took from me, to kind of like do a background check on both of us, okay, to see if I have any criminal record, to see if I have any problems, if what I'm saying is true. So it takes about 10 business days. If you don't have that much time, try to always be on top of them, like almost every day, every other day. Hey, I'm here. I need to finish this because I'm going back home. So that's what I did. I was like, I'm going back to Canada soon. Like, I don't have time to wait 10 days, right? So once they finished our papers in like 8 days, wow, saved us too. But it was okay, right? So once they sent the papers to a judge that it's okay to get married, they gave us a paper that we took to Adul, okay, and the marriage was done, the process was done, and that's about it. I mean, it's not as simple as I'm saying it. It takes a lot of running around. They were like, oh, go there, do this, no, don't do this. But if your fiance knows how to talk with people, and be nice, and please do this, please do that, it's going okay. Okay, and as long as you're organized, everything goes, the process goes, okay and smooth. Okay, and especially if you have someone to guide you, kind of, it's much more easier. As I had a friend that was getting married the same time as I did, and we were helping each other. Hey, do you know this? Hey, this is what they're asking me. Did I ask you for this paper? And so on and so forth. So it's kind of always easier when you have someone to help you and be there for you. So that's why I'm making this video, hoping that the process will be kind of like not as hard. Okay, that's about it. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll be glad to help. Okay, have a good day.